Hello and welcome to my review of The Silence of the Lambs, starring Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins. I've got quite a bit of spare time before I leave on vacation on Sunday, so since I'm not reviewing Cars 2, I'm going to review a bunch of movies that I'm going to watch that I haven't quite seen yet, and this is the first one. The Silence of the Lambs centers on agent in training Jodie Foster on her quest to track down the notorious serial killer Buffalo Bill. To do this, she enlists the help of a demented, imprisoned ex-psychiatrist and cannibal, Hannibal Lecter, played by Anthony Hopkins. The devilishly intelligent Lecter uses this opportunity to toy with the mind of Foster's character, as well as maybe orchestrate his own escape. Let me just say right off the bat, I cannot believe I have not seen this movie before. This is the perfect example of a great thriller movie. To start out with the performances, we have Jodie Foster, who does an excellent job, but our real star here is Anthony Hopkins. Man, is this guy good. Hannibal Lecter has gone down in this movie as one of the most notorious and well-known screen villains of all time, and I can definitely see why. He's everything a scary, terrifying villain should be. He's devious, he's intelligent, and most of all, he seems to be enjoying every delicious minute of it. He is just soaking in his evil in this film. The scenes of dialogue where he's just toying with Jodie Foster, using her own emotions against her, are 10 times more intense than any of these big summer action movies we've been getting lately. All of the writing and dialogue is near perfect here, and the movie is always throwing constant twists and turns at you to keep you interested, and moves at a great pace. But the one thing that really set this movie apart for me and put it over the top was just the overwhelming sense of tension in a few of these scenes. Director Jonathan Demme is an absolute master of building up tension. The main case of this, of course, is the scene in the beginning where Jodie Foster goes and visits Lecter for the first time. She's going down all these long hallways into the prison as the area gets deeper and darker and the sound becomes more ambient. And the guards are explaining to her the rules, the very specific rules, as to not to get attacked or persuaded by this incredibly devious guy. And just the way that the director pulls that rubber band back, waiting for something to snap in this scene is just excellent. And by the time you get to Lecter's prison, you're terrified before he even opens his mouth. There are scenes in this film where you're spending a few minutes just waiting for something to happen as they're just going through a long dark hallway or through a warehouse. And you are completely just tense the entire time. And once you get to what what they're building up to is, it scares the crap out of you. And the final thing I just adored about this film is that it's a film about true evil. Our two villains in this film, Hannibal Lecter and Buffalo Bill, are both the embodiment of evil, but in two very different ways. Buffalo Bill is just sadistic and sick, while Hannibal Lecter is cunning and devious. And the betrayal and the contrast between those two villains just makes the movie even more fascinating. Overall, this is a brilliant, well-acted, tense thriller that I absolutely recommend. And for once, the Academy actually noticed a good film. This film won all the major awards from what I understand, and it definitely deserved them. This is an amazing film. 4 stars out of 4, no doubt about it. Check this film out. But odds are you've probably already seen it and I'm tailing behind. If you like this review, subscribe to my channel because there'll be plenty more reviews and videos coming up.